think we're live.
That video before is hilarious.
Which one?
It's 14 seconds of you trying to figure out the video.
Yeah. Well, I never said I was smart.
That's crazy. So it's just like, that's it, huh?
I think so. All right, I'm pretty sure we're live now. So, do you have the stream up? So I guess we just talk about whatever. That's the.
Yeah, do you have it?
I'm gonna figure out how to put it up on the TV. There.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That's awesome.
It's lagged though, for sure. It's running behind, but that doesn't matter. All right. So what the fuck is going on? It's been a while. You're gonna have to teach.
It's been a while. I'm rusty.
Yeah. Well, we already got in some mad work earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Year's been starting pretty strong. I would say I'm ready for summer though. I mean, we are in March.
Dude, it feels like it should already be summer because February and January sucked. And I don't know, man. The second the sun comes out and it's like over 60 degrees, fuck it. If I want to go outside and jump in a pool at that temperature, let me.
Yeah,
This is America.
We talked about the first weekend that they opened the pool. Like, they got to move that up. May 31st is not cutting it.
That's not good. No.
You got to move it up way earlier. I'm so jealous, man. You get to watch the.
Well, you get to watch it too. I'm not gonna stare up there. That would be like psychopathic. Like, dude, I'll be honest. When I'm editing, I don't watch most of my own videos like all the way through. Because if you watch yourself, you'll go insane.
You don't watch your videos back?
I do, but the thing is, like, when you're editing certain stuff in there, like, make the sound, because some things get really choppy. Like, so if they're mowing, which thank God it's been snowing, so they're not mowing right now. But
so what kind of videos you've been making? You've been active, or you've been sleeping on the job?
I've been sleeping on the job. I've been inactive.
Yeah.
I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do.
You've been keeping
Like, dude, I want to help people, but I don't know how. Like, I'm good at stocks. I could teach people that. I could teach people how to do their taxes. I could teach people how to take care of their bodies. I could teach health consciousness. I could teach immorality. I could teach philosophy, psychology. I could teach fucking everything. I could sell a Bible to a nun. So it's very difficult to pick something because I'm also insane and I'm a perfectionist and I don't actually make any decisions for myself. I've been focused on having a better connection with the guy upstairs.
Okay.
Whatever that guy is, he's probably got a cock and a vagina and balls and touches all.
He's got nothing.
Who knows?
He's got nothing.
He's got everything and nothing.
So what was your?
But that connection, and it's been chaotic, as you've noticed with. I mean, just look at the world. Everything's chaos. If you actually pay attention to what's going on everywhere, like earthquakes, tidal waves, things being destroyed, animals being unearthed, forests on fire. Things are not going so great out there. And I'm very in tune, like a shaman, to the energies of the planet. And so when they're chaotic, I don't function so well because I lose my mind. I go mad. So
But I told you this the other day though. It's not that deep.
yeah, that's why we're besties, because you help ground me.
It's not that. Not everything means something.
That's
I know that's really.
I know.
If you could somehow just like say that to yourself once a day after something crazy happens.
Well, I don't pay attention to the stuff out there. I'm just talking about the energies.
I got you. But not everything is something.
So
In my opinion.
Okay.
Not everything is something. Not everything has like another meaning. Like some things just are. Just let it be.
Dude, that's such a chill perspective to take.
Some things just are, man. It's not that deep.
I'm out here thinking everything in the universe has a reason, and you're just like,
Yeah,
it's not that deep.
You can go down the rabbit hole on literally anything.
Yeah, and you're saying it's not worth it.
And I'm saying that like there doesn't need to be a rabbit hole on everything. Like some things, yeah.
That's the beauty of it all.
You just can drive yourself nuts, which it sounds like you already are doing.
Yeah, but in a sick way, I enjoy it. You know, I'm kind of like, this is my version of being a prepper. Like the people that are.
So how have the fans been reacting to your videos? Are they riding with you, or are they like, yo, this guy's nuts?
I mean, some of the recent ones before I stopped weren't doing like the most views because the topics are like, I get out there. I want to focus on, but I don't have the follower count yet for where it's just, it explodes. Like once people know who you are,
You can talk about rocks and people.
Yeah, they will fucking watch it.
Yeah.
Think of like the Hawk 2 girl. Like, why is she famous? She has no skills. She can't teach anybody anything.
Dude, I watched that podcast for like 5 seconds. Turned it off.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
It's just like inauthenticity. Like there's some people that are just out there to make money and that's it. They don't have anything that they can offer. They don't have a unique gift. I don't know. I see life as you have to figure out your divine expression and what you're supposed to do. That's why I struggle personally, because in this day and age, we're surrounded with so much technology, and I think it would be a hell of a lot easier if you're born in a time where there was no technology. So it's something in your like immediate physical world you have to impact it in some way. Whereas now we're talking about fucking cosmos here. So like, what are we supposed to do?
You asked me earlier about what like time frame I wish I was born in.
What's your answer?
And so we both agreed that YouTube's been throwing some crazy videos at us lately. Like old ass videos, like 15, 20 years old.
Yeah.
And mine are all like concerts from 15 years ago. There's one guy in the back with the camcorder, and that's it. Like nobody has phones. It's crazy. And it's in like a warehouse, some sketch ass warehouse. And everybody's having a good time. Looked amazing. And that's like early 2000s. So I'd probably want to be like 15, 20 years old around that time. So like mid 80s, late 80s, I guess. So then so if it's 2000, it'd be 85, 1985. Such a random time to pick, but maybe it's just recency bias to all of the band videos I've been seeing.
I think it's recency.
Where I'm like, I wish I was fucking there.
I think it's recency bias to technology. So it sounds like you still enjoy technology.
Yeah. But I wish like it was, like I almost wish I was like maybe a little bit later into life now to where I kind of don't have to deal with where it's going to get to. Because it's going to get to some wacky fucking places. And I don't really want to be, I don't have to fight that battle. Like,
you'll be here. You'll be here. It's going to be sooner than you think.
Yeah.
They already.
But that's what I'm saying. If I was in 85, I might not be here.
I don't think so.
Tech what? 9 years onto my life? 8 years?
think you'd still
then
be here.
yeah, now you're in your 40s.
You're saying you're not gonna do that though, because you'd
No.
have to like die young.
You think you're gonna live till you're 1,000 years old? I don't think or want to live till 1,000.
Yeah, but it's like how do you get out other than killing yourself?
I just go to bed one night and I say, "Yep, I think I'm good on this," and then my mind just shuts down. Or like my grandma always says,
See, that's
when I'm ready, just give me my morphine.
See, you're hyper spiritual then, because you have the understanding that when you're done with your quest, you can leave. And if your quest is to just have fun, God will take you out of the game. You can ask him to leave, and he will take you out of the game.
I don't even need to be done my quest. I could just be over it. I could just be like, yeah, I'm good on this, man. I don't feel like doing this anymore. Yo, people get tired, dude. 80 years? 90 years? Like, that's a lot.
If you're talking about time to impact and help humanity, then give me as much time as humanly possible, because I'm a late bloomer.
Yeah, but you may even get tired of it.
I feel like a toddler.
What if you do 50 years of like true like humanitarian work? Well, you want to do thousands more? Dude, I'd be tired.
When I say humanitarian work, ultimately it's dictator angle. Okay, because they go together.
I got you.
But to be the best humanity can possibly be, you'd have to expand to other planets and colonize. So there is expansion necessary in that path. And if you run into other species,
you care to do that. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. And I struggle with it.
Like I literally
try to care about life sometimes.
Well,
it's difficult.
My one buddy and I talked about this the other day. Like, all right, so Elon we're testing rocket ships to space, right? And making it to space or making it to other planets. And that makes you like a billionaire.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? If we make it to space, who cares?
Nobody.
Why is that worth billions? I literally couldn't give a shit if we go to space.
It's not. It's a scam.
I don't know. So
Elon Musk is not a good guy.
Like, all right, if we get another planet, if we like get access to another planet, what does it even matter?
Well, that's kind of what I'm talking about. It's the same mindset of I want to live forever and I want to control things. He wants to fly to other planets to colonize them, to get their resources first, because then he has more money, so then he can colonize more and keep expanding. Ultimately, you need assholes. Assholes are necessary, just like vaginas, because they make babies.
Yeah.
But people like Musk are the reasons that we're going to conquer other worlds and expand to trillions of humans instead of 8 billion. 8 billion is fucking tragic that we're only there. We should be popping out 6+ kids per woman minimum.
So expanding.
Yes, we need to expand. We need to grow.
Okay.
And
I got you.
So rockets are important, but the sick part is the government is funding it. So the American taxpayers essentially pay Elon Musk. So we say he's really rich.
I guess I just thought like, why do we even care? You know, like what does it matter if we go to space or not? But now I guess I see like
long term. I think
I see the vision. Again, I don't really know why people care about that vision. Like 8 billion is a lot still. It's a lot of people.
I know.
You need trillions of people, dude. Like I think we need less fucking people. You want more? You want trillions?
Yeah.
Have you seen traffic?
I'm saying in other worlds.
Yeah, then we should disperse the 8 billion across multiple planets.
But we should also
we shouldn't just add to the number.
But what if we built sky cities and underground cities? I mean, this is long term, but I mean, you have to put in some mad work to get to 8 trillion.
Yeah.
People are going to have to start getting pregnant at alarming rates. Yeah. Condoms are going to be banned, essentially.
Or they're just going to have to magic wand it and bang.
Yeah, we're just shooting babies out to get to that number.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
I don't know. A part part of me thinks I'm not going to be here for all that. Maybe I'm just seeing what happens in the future. Maybe that's something that happens.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know if I'm
Well,
here for any
most
of this.
people die between,
Yes.
what would you say, 80 and 90? Or not? Yeah.
I would
80.
say way sooner.
All right, sooner. But, I mean, isn't that's a pretty long time. Say you live till you're 90. Like, that's a long time. So, what else do you really want to do, like, past 90? I don't know. I feel like you're just kind of tired at that point. You've experienced pretty much every facet of life. You've experienced relationships, probably love, heartbreak, family. You've experienced friendships, hatred. You've experienced every emotion. You've probably done like some cool things, some cool trips. You've probably just like relaxed. You've done it all. What do you want to keep doing? You want to go volunteer at Habitat for Humanity again?
No, I mean, you're right.
Like,
To a degree, I want to get out of the game now. I'm good. I think this is a giant game, and I think whether you like it or not, it is our jobs to push it forward. We have to do as much good as humanly possible, or I don't know the consequences, but I think the better your gift is, the more power you would have to make things right, to make this heaven on earth. If you refuse to take up that task, there's something bad that's coming. I genuinely believe that. Because you have the opportunity to make things good. And you're saying, nope, I would rather be a devil instead of be an angel. And the thing is, I don't think angels have the personal choice because their ego has to go out the window. It doesn't matter if they enjoy their time here. They are here to serve. They are here to serve. Period. For as long as possible, as much time as humanly possible, and hopefully they also enjoy their time while they're here. So that's why I'm firmly here to find one woman that I'm going to pound that pussy into oblivion for thousands of years. I'm going to pummel that shit. Her cervix, destroyed. You see Lord of the Rings, brother? There's a giant battering ram. And there's the gate of Gondor. And this thing just fucking... That's what I'm talking about. Insane levels of work. And,
graphic. Thank you for
yeah,
that image.
That's what I'm looking forward to. But it's our job to make things better because they do suck. There are a lot of... You see them, the controls.
So if I'm not choosing to be an angel, I'm choosing to be a devil. Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily. I think before you were born, you were given a quest, and whether you're an angel or a demon, it is your job to do that role. So whatever the deep down desire is...
What if we're neither?
And you're just middle ground? What does middle ground mean, though?
You're just chilling. Like, you're not pulled strongly in one direction or the other. Like, I don't feel inclined to do, like, really bad things. And I don't really feel inclined to do really good things either. Just kind of feel like doing whatever feels right in the moment. And maybe some of it's bad. Maybe some of it's good. Guess it depends.
I would see that as riding the fence. I don't firmly believe everything that they teach in the religions, but they always say that riding the fence is the worst because you're conscious of the bad, and so you don't do it in a way that you hurt other people, but you're actively not always choosing the right path to help other people and serve other people. Like, you'll take advantage of people, but they won't realize you're taking advantage of them. But there's a choice where you could benefit and they could benefit and no one gets hurt, but it requires a little extra work. But you're like, I got the shortcut, but no one's going to get hurt, so I'm going to take the shortcut. Yeah. I think to a degree, if you're that type of person...
What if you're like 50% ride the fence, 50% angel?
I'd say you're chilling, dude. I just don't know why you'd want to leave the game so soon, because it gets really great really soon. The energy coming in is crazy. Things are just going to get insane.
I don't want to leave the game. You said you want to leave the game.
If things don't matter...
I'm saying that 90 is a good end to the game. Like, I'm cool with that. I don't need it to be 180 or 1,000, like you said.
1,000 is based off of things getting wacky. I believe things are going to get wacky, which I don't think we want to get into.
No, I think that 90's good and call it that. A healthy 90. You want it to be health span, not lifespan, right?
Yeah.
So you live
a healthy 90 years.
You live a healthy 90 or a healthy 80 instead of you live the 90 but you're only healthy for 80. I'm good on that. I don't want like 5 to 10 years of misery.
I'll take all healthy years. Yeah.
Even if it means like 70.
Let's be fair. Like, I really love kids, so that's my whole reason I want to live for a very long time. They're fun. You just get to hang out with them.
Yeah.
And I can see a future. If you have a bunch of kids, the amount of grandkids and great grandkids there'd be.
You're much more bullish on kids than I am.
There would be thousands.
Which is fun.
That would be sick. I would just be perma granddad. That'd be sick as fuck.
I have no interest in that.
I don't know, dude. I get a sick pleasure when they throw up on me. It's like, yeah, I'm burping you. But then they throw up on my face.
See, for me, I'm like, I'll put them in another room.
Yeah.
Or just hopefully you marry like a saint who just is always down to change the diapers.
See, that's why I don't talk to women. Because most of them, no matter the age, dress like absolute fucking hookers. I'm sorry. I'll just say it what it is.
Doesn't mean they wouldn't be a good mother, though.
Yeah, but their fucking shorts at the gym are riding up their ass. Yeah. What are we doing here? I hate it. And then they want to play these games like, oh, yeah, I see you staring at me. No shit, you're dressed like a hoe. What are we?
It's impossible for my eyes to like.
Except they never say anything, but they wonder why guys don't come and talk to them. It's because they're so promiscuous that actually turns off men because they're like, I don't respect that. Like, wear something. Be more modest. If you were my woman, you're not dressing like that. But I have to come and be your man first before we have the conversation for the action to change. Are you fucking serious?
You gotta have it up front.
Yeah, dude. It's just like, where are the mommies? Respectful, modest. Like that woman out of Utah. God, I've never been so hard in my fucking life. The mom that was walking and she was like carrying 2 kids, balancing on stones.
Oh, and then the dad.
When we were hiking, we were like 8 miles in. She wasn't even breaking a sweat.
She had double baby arms on like a 5-mile hike. And then you just see right behind her, like a minute later, the dad just chilling with a walking stick. Dude, that guy somehow knew how to like completely deflect all responsibility.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible though.
Like usually, especially on a hike, dude, like it's the other way around. Like you're walking on the shoulder, like my shoulders, you know?
Yeah.
Not the other way around. But
some women are like that though. You know, the indestructible types. You see them at the gym. You know what I'm talking about. There's like the fragile girls that, you know, oh my God, I'm lifting weights, good for me. And then there are ones where you're just like, you've done legs for 2 hours every day this week. If I do legs for 30 minutes, I cry for 3 days.
You're like, yo,
I'm like a little bitch.
Bulgarians again?
Yeah, right? Dude, some of these chicks' pain tolerances, I'm not kidding, are so fucking high. Guys have no idea. It's just because God has said, hey, 0 testosterone, which is great, because otherwise their clits would be the size of our balls, and we'd feel pretty insecure. That would be wild.
Yeah. It's probably why they can do legs so much.
Yeah.
Because they don't have that pain tolerance.
No, they do have that pain tolerance.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess in that depths of there. Yeah.
They're just
like that. Like they don't. Doesn't bother. Doesn't phase them.
Nothing phases them. I think they're just indestructible.
Yeah.
Well, some of them. But yeah. I mean, what are you looking for these days? I mean,
so yeah, I mean, actually, so I gave dating another chance the past couple months. Did the whole girlfriend thing. Yeah, I personally think it's kind of overhyped. So, I will say I try, but I definitely struggle to give the effort. I'll admit that. I struggle to give the effort. So it kind of made me think like, okay, well, maybe am I struggling to give the effort because it's not the right person, or because it's not the right time, or maybe both.
You say the right time,
Like
You're-
maybe you think you're ready for a relationship, but you're actually not, and that's okay. Because what bothers me is we have this main path that like is deemed as the correct path and time. Like, oh, you date and get married in your 20s and you have kids by late 20s, and then that's kind of like the acceptable time frame. And oh, you always have kids and you always get married. And like, well, maybe this isn't all, like maybe that's not what everybody's path is. Maybe some people are just meant to not be with somebody. Or maybe some people are not meant to actually get married, they just date forever. Or maybe they date somebody and they don't have kids. Or maybe they have kids, but they don't really stay together. And maybe they do it later in life. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no one size fits all, and I feel like we kind of like try to make it that way. Or you make people feel like outsiders because they're not on like the normal time. Like, oh, why haven't you met somebody? Like, why haven't you met somebody yet? Why do they ask that question? Because you're not on the normal time frame that's been defined. But that's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
It's a bullshit timeline.
I think you just described perfectly the heterosexual problem. Like being straight, because if you're a gay couple, like no matter the age, nobody's gonna walk up to you and be like, "Hey, why don't you have kids?" You're like, "I'm fucking gay." Like, what are we doing here? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm supposed to? Am I Madonna? Am I supposed to go adopt some black kids now? Like, what are we doing here?
You could.
I mean, of course. But like down the road, that question never comes up. But if you're straight, it's always like, hey, why don't you have kids yet? And it is annoying. Because honestly, if I were to get a girl pregnant when I was 18, I would not have the time or the space to be put into such a pressure cooker, because that's what life is through your 20s. You're supposed to put yourself into shitty positions. Life is supposed to suck. It's not supposed to be fun. You're supposed to work and suffer. So then you can grow and you can become the best version of yourself.
You're supposed to learn the most. Right?
And you learn. But like if you got right away, if you went on that normal path, got married, all that shit, you kind of fuck a lot of that development. I think you don't become the ultimate version of you, which is that divine expression that I got at earlier with like, that's what your message is throughout time. Like your name, your legacy stays.
Yeah.
I think that's why Hollywood kind of focuses on that so much. And same thing with like mythology, religion. People remember you for your actions and what you do. And to a degree, I agree. You should always have a good time. We should always focus on being as loving as possible in the present moment, as happy as possible, as joyous. And sometimes having that overarching goal ruins that. Because you're like, dude, I have to go do this. And it really fucking sucks. Like sometimes I don't want to fucking do things at all. I don't want to work, but it sucks because it's in the back of my mind. But I should be doing something else. I should be enjoying the moment. I should be going out on dates. I should be dating. But I have to do this because I'm not allowed to have fun. And I'm talking about dating in general. Like I can't go out and fuck girls because I'm looking for a wife. But I could easily go and be a bad boy.
Right.
And it's fun. And you're going through the same thing. You want a wife, but you're also like, brother, I need to clap cheeks. God gave me a schlong for a reason. I'm speaking for, I guess, the both of us. That's kind of gay, but it is what it is. But,
yeah,
sorry, buddy.
I'm just I'm in less of a rush for it all, I guess, is what I've realized. Like I'm very much at peace with like just letting it evolve. Like, and I'm completely content with any of the outcomes too. Which is where I believe we are different. Like you would not be okay with any outcome other than wife and kids.
I think to a degree I have a lot more to overcome. I think spiritually, let's bring this back to that. But you're okay with nothing on the outside. Like you're content within. I was reading the
I
comments.
just see this guy's going off.
Yeah. Incredible. But like you're okay with a life where there isn't like a wife or kids or something. I want that on the outside. And like on your path to true, like imagine God. Like would he care? No, because he's everything and everyone at all times. So he doesn't need anything on the outside. God is, that's why they have those fucking monks that go out and they sit on a mountaintop. They don't, do you think they have even had sex? A lot of geniuses, they don't care. That's why you're probably like that, because you don't give a fuck. You're like, I don't need a family. I'm gonna do what I need to do, and I'm dipping. We're having a good time, and then we're out. But you don't care. Like family.
Right. Exactly.
I want to.
Exactly.
Yeah. For me, I still need that because I don't know. I really don't. I just love children. I love humanity. I see it as the Father would, where you're just like, this is such a beautiful creation. Maybe it should be my job to make it even more beautiful. Like I took that part of the Bible literally where they're like, be fruitful and multiply. I'm going to focus on the multiplication here.
Yeah.
I'm 7% Jewish.
And being fruitful.
Yes. And being fruitful.
Yeah. I think it would be more fulfilling overall. But it's not essential, which maybe I thought it was before, because of that mainstream definition and path. But it's not essential. So I've had that like epiphany that it's like, hey, it'll evolve with time. I can't control it.
Mm-hmm. And would you prefer it though, where?
Yeah, I think it's probably.
Like, what would you?
It's probably in most people's nature to prefer it.
So, if given your perfect reality, what would you choose?
Yeah, perfect reality would be for me to have a wife, have a partner. I don't necessarily need it to be marriage.
Would you have more than one? Perfect reality. If you got the choice, would you want to,
No, I wouldn't. I'm just not good at that. I'm not good at balancing like multiple relationships. I'm not good at that. I don't like to divert my energy in that many directions. Okay. So I wouldn't want it if like I could get away with it. You know what I mean? Okay. I still wouldn't want it.
So you just want the one that's just.
I would just want
perfect.
The one. Yeah, I would want the one.
That's how I am.
And it would need to be. It would need to be emotionally stimulating, mm-hmm. and intellectually stimulating, and I think that's what was missing in this last one.
Was the
like the intellectual side, like it felt like it was like mostly physical, and that can kind of get old.
Yeah, pretty quick. I remember I did a video on that, like oxytocin in the brain and why relationships fails. People just fuck immediately.
Yeah, and even if you wait, like you'll eventually do it enough to where you're like, okay, do we have anything else besides this?
No.
And
nothing.
I want to hear like your opinions. I want to hear where your experiences, things like that. I don't want you to just like agree with what I say everything we talk about. Like have no like input of your own. That would get old real quick.
Isn't that strange how like we love people the most? So your preferred woman would be one that you disagree with the most sometimes, but she stays. Like if I can have a woman that will lovingly argue, fuck yeah, I'm down.
It's not always it's it's not always a yes. That's what I like.
Yeah.
That's what
Like,
that's what I resonate with the most. It's not always a yes. Like sometimes it's like a little bit of challenge at me, you know.
yeah, just say something that
Yeah,
pushes my boundaries a little bit.
yeah,
too much.
or maybe yeah, gets me thinking.
Mm.
Or has interesting things to say, or teaches me something. I don't know, fucking don't just be a yes man, or a yes woman in this case. Like, jeez,
I mean, I guess that's true.
because anybody could do that.
I'm talking about your like, because where do you find these people in the first place? That's probably the issue with modern society in the first place. You look online and you find somebody based off a fucking profile, so you don't really need any information at all. Like we've distilled down the entirety of dating to basically looks, because no one actually, like you comment on a dating app, you always read the comments that they, the
Yeah,
prompts.
you look at the whole profile.
Yeah, that's usually what you respond to. You don't just point out like, I fucking love your tits. Nice sleeves, by the way.
Yeah.
Right? That's not you don't look at the pictures and say that. We always respond to the comments instead to make them think like, oh yeah, I like your intelligence. But then the first thing we do, right, we think you're witty. That's not what we do. We'll talk, we'll just, oh God. We sleep with them too fast. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And sex is really addictive. It's really fun. And then eventually,
We sleep with them too fast, or they sleep with us too fast.
well, they have zero self-control, and we have zero self-control. It's ultimately
It's a lethal combo.
It's ultimately our job to say no, because we have to penetrate them. So like, no matter what they do, and we're also bigger and stronger. Like, I'm not saying beat women, but if she's trying to grape you, maybe you should backhand a hoe.
Yeah, well, I think that's a
She'll probably get more turned on. That's the problem with them. The more you choke them,
we need to have the discipline. Is what you're saying.
yes, to say no on dates, because it is easy.
Which guys
We
never
get blue
do.
balls.
Guys never say no.
No, it feels good as shit to come. Dude, I love busting nuts.
Yeah. Well, they would agree for themselves.
Well, for the most part, most of them, from what I've heard, have no idea what that's like. But I think they do it to themselves these days.
Path of least resistance. I mean, nobody knows yourself better than you, so
Yeah.
I can't fault them for it. You know what you like, right? You know yourself the best.
It's kind of strange though, like on hookups and stuff. I'm thinking back to like my own history and dating, but like you kind of need to know the individual girl
Yeah.
to get her to that point, and also the mental has to be there. Like they have to mentally be there in order
Or you
to
have
orgasm.
or you have to communicate it, and this is why older women are.
Are you talking about talking them in to an orgasm, like hypnotizing
No,
them into it?
I'm talking like, what do you like? Like, understand what they like, right? And what you like. People don't talk, so you can't. It's not, again, a one size fits all where you do the same thing
No.
every time with everybody. No, everybody's different. But I don't know. I'm not a mind reader, so I shouldn't try to be. We should talk, and that while we're doing it too, like, hey, yeah, keep doing that. Oh no, I'm not a big fan of that. Like, that's okay, but nobody does that. Older women typically will have more of that openness than younger women.
Yeah.
Typically.
Which gets back to your point of being like a
Overgeneralizing, but
yes, no, like you're right. A yes woman, right? Like you were saying, like, oh yeah, I like that. Like if you ask them,
or I
you
don't know
want
if
somebody that
maybe they're like
genuinely-
uncomfortable. Maybe they're like more uncomfortable talking about it, or they don't feel like it's not something that maybe they're as open about. Which, as you age, you care less and less. Both sides, you care less and less about that.
It's wild that you can have sex with somebody they don't feel comfortable talking about sex, but they're like,
Yeah.
Yo, your dick is literally inside of me, but don't ask me questions about how I think about that stroke game.
That is
that makes
yeah, that
me
is
uncomfortable.
wild.
That's what I'm saying. This shit's
I'm
wild.
uncomfortable talking about sex while having it.
She's like, I don't know my opinions of anal while she gets out the oil. Like, what are we doing here? I fucking hate this, dude.
Yeah, wow, that's so funny. No, I'm with you, but I mean, it's good to date on both sides of the spectrum. That way, you can learn and see that for yourself, and then you know how to work the situations better. But I think sweet spot would be like 40 years old, and then you date somebody that's like late 20s or 30.
I do, yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, and I could hear arguments for other ways, but I think that would be good because then they've kind of gotten through that 20s of the learning years, like we've said. They've kind of figured themselves out, and women usually mature faster than guys, right? So a guy that's 40, he's gonna be for the most part a very mature, well established man. He's gonna know exactly what he wants.
That's true.
And typically, a woman at 30, hopefully, is in a very similar boat. And has kind of done what she's wanted to do with her career and things like that. And has probably then had the realization, like, oh, yeah, no, I do want to have a family. And then, bam, there you go, family. So, if you follow that timeline, sorry, buddy, but you got 10 more years.
Well,
but that's just my timeline. You can go up. That's what I would think is like best case scenario.
Well, I guess that's the thing. I just don't see myself continuously going through dating cycles again. So that very well may be the case, but I'm saying I'd rather be single for the next 10 years though.
Yeah, no, you go, yeah, for sure.
Like no dating because I'm so good on that garbage.
Yeah, no, you go on the bench, bro.
Yeah, I'm thinking that
You go on the
a
bench.
relationship is coming, but the wife is going to be the next one. I don't have to go through more bullshit.
No,
I'm like,
no, you're not.
Dude.
You're not doing $100
We're done.
dinners for the next 10 years.
Yeah, fuck no.
You're not doing that. No.
Sliced. You're gone.
You can throw some coffee dates in there just because I love coffee, but
Deal.
no, you're on the bench as far as I'm concerned. If this is what you choose.
Yeah, we're going.
Now you don't fight something if it comes in, but you're on the bench. So unless coach is tapping you in, you stay there.
Now, when you say just comes in, what are you talking? Are you talking about like the magical gift from above, where God's like, "Hey,
I'm saying like if there's something that's like,
here's
all right,
a chick that
this is clearly obvious, brother. I got you. I'll take this one. Then you take it. Like if it's punching you in the face, you do it. You do what you got to do. But you're not seeking because you're on the bench. You're not playing the game, dude. You're sitting there. Now, if somebody comes into the dugout, you didn't stop. There's nothing you could do.
I think
You didn't leave the bench.
I mean, they're not part of the team, but you're just allowing them in. You're like,
I don't know why they're there, but I got a feeling I know why.
okay, but you're just leaving the jersey box out. You're just saying, come join the team. It's open tryouts. You can come join the team.
All I'm saying is, think about that metaphor. Doesn't it make perfect sense?
Absolutely.
So sit your ass on the bench. We'll call you if we want you to play.
Yeah.
And I cannot help who comes into that dugout in the meantime.
So in that case, right, because
Your contract starts in 10 years. That's when I'll call you up to the plate.
okay,
Until then, you sit there and you wait.
what type of contact are you talking about with these players? That, just to keep them in the dugout, there has to be some type of communication. Are we talking about like telepathic type shit? You know what I'm talking about. There are those girls that if I come up, you're like, yes, daddy. They will date you. That's what you're saying the dugout is, right?
Yeah, the dugout is you are not seeking in any way, shape, or form But if something presents itself
Okay.
that seems like the right opportunity to take, then yeah, you have to take it.
Mm.
It's basically like, again, you're on the bench and you're not planning to be called back into the league. But shit, man, you get that call one day. We need you.
Get it.
You're not taking the call? I'm fucking taking the call.
Yeah.
If you get the call, you gotta answer.
I
But
guess
I'm not. But you shouldn't be out there fucking calling, looking desperate. You know.
I guess I'm wondering the communication between the two parties because you're a very attractive guy. So you have a dugout that is extensive. Am I correct?
It's very possible, and this is the only risk of being like mostly bench, open to something that comes along. You can misread the situation.
Mm.
You can potentially be wrong about. You're like, oh, dude, I thought it seemed so obvious.
You thought they were in the dugout,
you,
but they weren't in the dugout. Is that
yeah.
what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, no, like you thought they were the one bringing you out of the bench, and you were wrong, and then you just must return to the bench again. Like you misread the situation as like, oh, okay, no, this is my time, and no, it's not.
Yeah.
Like you took the chance, but you were just wrong.
And you got an audible.
Yeah, you just gotta send yourself back to the bench, dude. It's not. It's a tough thing for people to do because people don't like sitting on the bench because they feel like they're just time's going by, right?
That's true.
But you gotta be doing something with that time. You can't just be sitting there sulking and waiting. No, you gotta be working on yourself or pursuing something else in the meantime.
Are we still talking about the females that are attracted to which side are we talking about? Because obviously both. I think men should only focus on self-improvement.
I'm saying if you set yourself on a particular like general timeline, then you need to assign yourself. They could do the same thing. They could be 30 and be like, you know what? 5 years of bench. And then they go and sit there. And they've completely sidelined like really pouring energy into finding something. Doesn't mean something can't find them. It's the same. It works either way. That's essentially what bench is. Bench is
You're not playing.
you are not seeking. You are not an active participant. Doesn't mean you can't be called into the game to play. But you're not trying. You're not begging to get in the game and trying to play.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody, but you have to acknowledge if you can't be kind of wishy-washy. You can't be a what do you call it? A fence rider?
Fence rider?
Yeah. Or the
No, I agree. To add to it, like there's certain bench players, like let's say the other team is doing some strategy. You could spend your time on the bench studying that strategy. You could lift weights. You could become a better player so when you go back in the game, you're better.
Yeah.
That's how I view semen retention. It's like,
Those are great comparisons, yeah.
But
yeah,
you also, I feel you on what you said where you're like, you're not wanting to go back into the game. Because genuinely, I want to go back in the game. I'm just testing the game to see if you ever get called in. I believe as a man, if you don't actively go into the game, you are not going to get called into the game. How many men get asked out? Think about it. Like you don't. They'll maybe pass you by with some eyes.
No, this is true. This is true. So, and this is a good point. You're most like guys, if they make the conscious choice to be on the bench, you're probably gonna be fucking there until you decide to come off. It doesn't always work the other way around for women. But yes, great point. If you've designated yourself as a guy on the bench, more often than not, you need to elect yourself back off. Otherwise, you're going to be there for as long as you've decided to be there. And it's easier to stay there if you truly are cool with being there and want to be there. Not like what you just said with like, you kind of are itching to get back in. If you're itching to get back in, you're not really on the bench because the bench is truly appreciating and being in that moment. If you're itching, then you're kind of like one cheek off the bench.
Mm.
You want to be sitting your ass down.
Yeah.
Or standing the fuck up. I'm so deep in this metaphor that I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm going to apply it to myself because I do believe, for a sense, I might have a little bit of cheekage off the bench, but it's not a lot. Like I'm
glad you acknowledge that. You're definitely one cheek off. You're probably like cheek and a half off.
I really want to get off the bench, but at the same time, I'm focused on my own growth and becoming a better person, and I'm really enjoying my time on that bench. And I'm doing the workouts every day and eating cleaner and feeling into the moment and the breath. Like I've been so much happier.
Yeah.
With that time that I've spent alone. So much.
So then maybe you've mostly been chilling on that bench, but now you're kind of feeling like, all right, I've gotten solid time here.
Yeah, I need some
It's time to get back in there. Yeah.
Well, I just want to go to the plate. I want to bat a little bit.
To each their own. You switch hit.
Brother. No. We do not switch hit here.
Oh, shit.
I'm in what do they call that? The righty box, or is that the normal box? I know you're a lefty, right?
Yeah, I'm lefty.
So
yeah. Well, yeah. In the words of Snoop Dogg, the left side, only on the left side. That's the crib side. Mm-hmm. So that's just what I roll with, man. Whatever Snoop said. I don't try to determine that for myself, man.
You're just chilling.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't have all the answers.
No.
So how's the fan engagement been? Have they been like?
It's interesting because there's some that really engage a lot, and then there are others that are kind of questionable at times with their comments.
Yeah. Oh, you got a little bit of that right now.
Yeah, I noticed. I usually just ignore it though.
Hey, I've seen Shane before.
Shane's chill.
Seen him on some of your vids.
The thing is, a lot of people, because I do the same thing, so I don't care. If people don't leave comments, I understand why. I get it. In all of our points of personal development throughout time, you hate to admit like you're learning something. Like you don't want to go somewhere and admit to it or be seen because a part of it is if you're learning something, it means before you felt like you were lacking something.
Yeah.
And I genuinely wish the whole vibe of this channel was like, you're not actually learning anything. You're remembering who you truly are, which is you were perfect before this world fucked you up because we are born into a hell realm. This is hell. And then when you're a baby, you're pure. That's why I like spending so much time around children. Is because they're pure angels. And then we get fucked up with all the systems and everything that gets thrown on top of us.
Yeah.
And so I love everyone and where they are in the present moment, but I get, because I do it too, there are some times where I have to go watch a certain video or something to learn something because I've been suffering, I've been doing something wrong. But I'm not going to admit that I have a problem because that's the only reason you'd be watching the video in the first place.
Yeah, I do notice that there's like definitely a lot of comments of people giving like their very specific like experience on a video, and I'm like, I've never felt compelled to do that.
Yeah. Well, no, that's a trauma.
It's cool. I mean, it's cool to read. Like I'm actually glad they share, but
yeah,
I've never felt compelled to be like. Just completely pour myself out in like a YouTube comment.
I appreciate it and like their honesty. Like being able to type that out is pretty brave. But a lot of times that's like when you run into certain conversations and maybe in the past you've trauma dumped before, where it's like you're going through something, so you just kind of word vomit on the other person and then they absorb what it is, but you feel better inside because now somebody else is aware of the problem. Yeah. So they kind of give you some sympathy back, and it makes you feel a little bit better.
Yeah, like if you were going through something, and then you read like basically the exact same thing, except someone else is going through it. You're like, oh shit, all right, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
So like, Imagine if Jesus was born in like technology age and you could send Jesus a tweet and you're like, Jesus, what would you do in this situation? And then Jesus responds.
Yeah.
I think that's how most people sometimes take it, is like their personal Jesus is whatever they need to learn at the moment and can deliver that information without being a dick. Like Brian Scott, to me, on a lot of things, would be like a Jesus. Because I'm like, dude, where the fuck do you get this info? But it's like it teaches you so much about yourself in a way where you don't feel like a dickhole or like an idiot or a Neanderthal. It's like a loving caress remembrance of something about your soul that now you get a piece of. And so some people, they just comment because they feel the vibe and they feel safe enough to put themselves out there and get a solution if they need one. Not that they don't have the perfect solution in the first place. All they have to do is just meditate. Like, dude, like you don't have to think about it. That's the beauty of meditation. You don't do shit. You don't even try. That's why I'm so good at it. It's the art of doing nothing.
That's why people are so bad at it.
Yeah, because people
can't stop thinking.
Isn't that crazy? This is the TikTok generation. Isn't that what fucking endless doom scrolling is? It's the inability to consciously think, so you have to keep getting smacked in the mouth by dopamine. But you're telling me this generation can't sit without a fucking phone?
That's what I was saying.
It's doing nothing.
With like sleep, dude. Like I sleep great every night, like straight through, every night. And I was talking to this guy who's basically, I sleep like shit. And I'm like, oh, okay, well that sucks. Well, hey, try this video out. Do you think he tried that video out? No fucking way.
No. I think it's a level of consciousness they need to hit.
So, I mean, that's on you. Not that like a sleep meditation helps me sleep any better. But if you get shit sleep, why wouldn't you try?
Some people aren't willing to try it. It's just something.
If you're struggling with an issue and you're not willing to try to fix it, what was the quote that I saw? It was like, whatever you're not changing, you're accepting.
Mm-hmm. I think some people enjoy suffering. Genuinely.
Yeah.
They like having a problem because then they get to bitch about the problem. I've met those people that have habits at work. You know what I'm talking about, the fucking NPCs. That I don't even know if they're real humans. But they have
get enjoyment out of
the consistent problems that always are there, and you can give them endless amounts of solutions and they will never change, because if they do change, their dialogue would have to change. And I don't think they can install new dialogue. I don't know. I think the Matrix is broken sometimes. I think there are characters that are not actual players. There are players and then there are non-players.
Yeah.
But advice, what was the question that popped up?
Shane is in tech sales for work, and he's hit a tremendous wall of burnout, worst it's ever been. Any tips you have?
Well, as far as sales,
so
do you want to start? I'll get metaphysical, and you cover sales.
Yeah, well, so I guess it's really more about overcoming this burnout. You really need to almost like, well, the good thing is we're kind of fresh coming into a new year, so you can kind of use that to your advantage here, to where you're like, all right, let me kind of hit the reset button on work, and maybe you establish your sales is kind of easy to do that, or maybe you set up yourself like a new goal that was different from the year before. Like maybe you want to get 2 new customers, or maybe you want to try to get something for yourself in work, like a random bonus, or a random promotion, or a random shout out from a coworker. Like do something that's maybe going to like spark a little bit of motivation out of it. You need that spark, right? Like it's not just gonna, it's gonna get out of it. You need something that's gonna spark it, and usually something like a new goal or getting like another trigger of motivation. For me, like a bonus because you just closed a big deal.
Hmm.
That kind of lights a new fire.
It does light me fire.
You're not just like stuck in like well, I'm managing my accounts and I'm dealing with their problems or their requests, and you're not like working on anything that's really triggering new sparks.
I guess, yeah.
And going into a new year, it's easy to kind of do that and align it to maybe your corporate goal or a boss's goal for you. Be like, oh, hey, you can set more easily measured goals in sales typically.
Obtainable.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. I've never really done sales, but I know as far as like from year to year with doing any type of role, accounting wise, you're like, I want to do the best humanly possible. I want to hit the metrics, the company to do well. But also, you kind of get that feeling like, why am I here? You're kind of waiting for something magical to happen. And so I think the best advice is to speak that into existence, because the person you'd agree that gets the promotion is the one that speaks that into existence. It's focused on it.
Yeah.
If you're waiting
or you're doing something different or that's clearly differentiating you.
Yeah, I think action is the most important. Something has to change. You don't have to do a bunch, but
if you feel the burnout and you
Yeah.
stay in the burnout, your work is going to be flatlined, and everyone's going to know that, and you're going to know it. You'll be like, here I am, just rolling through it, baby.
well,
you need to spark it.
you
With
need-
action.
with action, which sucks when you feel like you're burning out, but isn't that kind of, you always burn out? It's a job.
Yeah. The other thing that I do, and this maybe just try this for like a week and see how you feel. I usually like start my work day like an hour or two before everybody else normally does, and that way I've done 2 hours of work before anyone's even thought about work. And that to me that like gets me fucking fired up. That is like, there I am at 8-9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, I could be done for today, and I would feel amazing because I've already done so much. Because you get so much done when no one else is working.
It's true, and also
And so now you've done 5 hours of work in 2 or 3 hours of time. You feel amazing.
I think Shane said tech sales, right?
Yeah.
So, like early morning, that's probably the best time to do that, because
You
that
could
shit
probably
probably
do
gets mad hectic.
You can probably do off hours work. Yeah.
It's probably the best time to do it. Cleaner conversations, less shit going on in the background. So when people, I love doing things early in the morning. Sometimes recently I've loved sleeping in.
Yeah.
Because the sleep has felt, this is the best sleep I've ever had in my entire life. Like the quality.
Yeah, I would agree. The quality is insane. I'm a morning guy, so like I'm like on the spot. It's pretty much same time every morning. Like I'm up ready to go. Like usually by like 5 a.m. I'm up and ready. And I know it's early, but that's just my best hours. And then that usually means I go to bed earlier. This is what it is. But I'm also then more in tune with the sunrise and the sunset, which is nice too. So my circadian rhythm's kind of, it's in tune. It's not completely out of whack. So I think that helps with the quality of sleep.
Have you noticed?
And if you stay on like a schedule too, like if you go to bed at the same time or mostly the same time, but if you're swinging that all the time, it's tough to get quality sleep.
That's what I do a lot. Sometimes I don't sleep, like for days. It's weird.
Yeah, see, I can never do that.
Like I try to sleep, but I don't fall asleep. I just toss and turn for all night and never fall asleep. Some days.
I never have that problem.
It goes between restlessness, where I can't fall asleep, to instantly, right away. But then also I'll get like sometimes an hour of sleep, and it will feel like it's worth 16 hours of sleep, or I could sleep for 16 hours and it feels like 1 hour.
Yeah, one thing that I noticed actually, I think it was one day this week. I wake up at my normal time, almost without alarm most mornings. Same time, your body's just used to it. But then you'll have those moments where those days where you'll wake up like 45 minutes or an hour earlier because maybe you do the bathroom or something, and then there you're sitting there and you're like, fuck, I'm really probably ready right now,
Yeah,
but I got another hour where I know I can go back to sleep. So then you do it, and then you feel horrible when you wake up again because you've now fallen back asleep for an hour, which is not enough to get a good REM cycle, and then you actually feel worse than whether you just got up originally when you did in the first place, because that was when you woke up from your most quality of sleep.
Yeah.
But then you tried to get greedy, and then it fucked up your whole day.
So if you were to wake up at like 3 in the morning consistently, like that's the time that your body's like, yeah, get up. You're gonna get up at 3 every single time.
If that's when I'm waking up. If that's when it is. But for me, it's like 4:30 to 5 is when I usually always wake up. But I've had times where I wake up and it's like 3 or 3:30. Yeah. Well, I'm probably that's probably when I'm supposed to have gotten up that day, and not forced it to then go back for 1 hour of sleep, because then I wake up after that hour and I feel horrible.
Yeah, that is.
Because I almost like fooled my body into like trying to go fully back into it.
Yeah, I wonder. Dude, my sleep is fucked. The more I think about it.
Yeah.
Because usually that's when I wake up. Is like that 3 o'clock. I'm always up, and I just cope, and I tell myself, "Oh, I have to drink water. I'm dehydrated, or I have to pee." And it's like I'm wide awake, and then I force myself back to sleep because I'm like, dude, I don't want to get up at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
But then how long? When you wake up at 3, do you like turn lights on? Do you like do anything like that, or do you stay in the darkness?
I stay in the darkness. I don't turn anything on.
That helps.
Yeah, I try and go back to sleep right away. I'll go to the bathroom, but like I'm like wired. Like I could wake up and start the day. It's just to a degree. I don't know. Maybe I'm suffering at the moment to figure out if I were to fill my day with every single hour being quality time to spend. I'm one of those people that would rather spend that time with sleep. Like I count that as higher than a lot of activities.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I'm like,
it is.
Like even working to a degree, I don't think that's important. Like going back to our conversation at the beginning, like just chilling is a good thing to do. Going to the gym is a good thing to do. Hanging out with family, which I do all these things and enjoy my days every single day. But at what degree is it's like the whole rise and grind, Sigma Chad, Andrew Tate approach to life not worth it? Where it's like, because if you can,
where every hour needs to be like productive in a sense
all the time.
Yeah.
Because I get it. Like going back to bed is not bad because usually I'm out of bed by like 7 o'clock anyway at the latest. That's for me because I got to take Ajax out. But sometimes it's like I want to go back to bed because I'll just cuddle with them or something for an hour or two. It's just like that's what you kind of do. And in the morning.
Well, if you can go back to sleep for 4+ hours, then you might as well just go back to sleep. But if you're gonna try to go back to sleep for 1 or 1.5, it's not worth it.
Yeah. So the early morning wake ups. I guess that's what I.
But even just becoming a morning person, man, like that. I feel like that's the minority still. Like most people are not morning people.
Yeah.
But if you live in like a major city and you were a morning person, you would save time on your commute because you would dodge the rush hour traffic. You'd be in before it hits and out before it hits.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't you want to like do a day where like that works out for you? Like if you're driving to work at 6:30, instead of 7:30, you'll probably save 20 minutes off your drive because you've dodged traffic. But if you leave that hour later, you'll hit the traffic and you'll fucking wait. So if people could just figure out a way to wake up earlier.
Do you see it as a screen usage time? Because that's kind of how I see it.
It
It's like back
it
in-
definitely hurts.
Think about back in caveman time. The second it gets dark, you aren't like, what the fuck are they doing? They're not watching Netflix. There's no lights. There's no electricity. There's no sun. The sun's down.
Yeah, and
We're sleeping, and it might be 7 o'clock. And then when the sun rises, that's when you go do shit because
and our mind is triggered to want
Yeah.
to go to sleep. Like that's the time.
and we're the opposite now because we can just artificially stay up with all this light and all this pollution that we've created.
That's horrible for you, I know.
Yeah. I think the more
But
addicted to a
there's-
degree is like how late you will stay up. Because like I'll stay up because I watch a lot of things like on the internet.
Yeah.
Like I'm a heavy abuser of the online nature. When I'm not disconnected from it, I'm fully fucking balls deep in it.
Yeah.
It's like I'm an enjoyer.
Find yourself down the YouTube rabbit hole.
Yes, often. And I'm one of those midnight viewers where it's like, you know, sometimes I'll just check, you know, I'll just look at the time. And then I'll be like, you know what? What's it going to hurt? And I'll just open up the tube. And I'll just see a video. I'm like, it's only 20 minutes.
Yeah, and then another one.
and then another. And then check your phone. And you're like, yeah, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I'll fall into that trap. And it's like you sacrifice your own sleep schedule to do that, but you kind of just fall into it's like a lack of discipline, but also you get into that state or that mode where you're like, I really just it's like such an addiction to staying awake. I think I suffer with it a lot compared to most other people. It seems like a lot of people are happy. I struggle to find happiness, like a reason.
Is it like maybe because like sleep is viewed as boring, so people are just like, well, it's kind of like signaling like, all right, the day's over, like bummer. But if you just keep playing the video game or you keep watching YouTube, you know, then you're still chilling.
It's more dopamine.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get to keep chilling. Yeah.
Maybe that's why. But see, for me, like I view sleep as not boring. I view it as enjoyable because I always have good dreams, and I always have like, you know, active, vivid dreams. They're not always like good. They can be fucking scary sometimes. but I dream and I'm aware of the dreams. So for me, sleep is like a good time because I get to, like, it's just almost like a continuation of living. In a sense.
I kind of view
it's almost like another life.
In a way.
Yeah.
I think that's the true life, is dreaming. I have a lot of nightmares. I do enjoy dreaming, but also sometimes you just want to stay up.
Do you dream pretty much every night?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
It's kind of, is it difficult for you to remember them all the time? So like I get snippets, like bits and pieces.
Yeah, I'll remember usually like the overarching theme and like a scene from it. I won't really remember like the start to finish.
But it's fucked because I know you're probably the exact where you're consciously aware of the dream. Like you experience the whole thing. You know you're experiencing it. Like I love when I'm dreaming because it's like it's full of shit.
Yeah, and you know.
And I don't know if that's called lucid dreaming because it feels lucid.
Well,
at the same
lucid
time,
is when you're controlling it, right?
which you can. You can control it.
Yeah.
But what's fucked is how
if you're aware of it, you're essentially controlling it then.
I don't know how I can't remember it though. Sometimes because I can move it around. I could shift it. I could dream it in whatever direction I want to go, but I don't always remember all the pieces. But then again, that's the same with regular life. Like I can't tell you what I ate for dinner like last week, and it's the same. We like to think because everything moves so fast.
Yeah, you have to think back to like each day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is healthy in the first place. Like, oh yeah, let me remember things.
Maybe you should look into that and do a video on that.
Dreaming.
Like what? Like why do we remember dreams sometimes and why do we not other times? And that would be a super interesting topic, like more on dreams.
Okay. Yeah, I can talk about that for sure.
Yeah,
And especially
I would find that interesting.
That's some.
Or like you said, you believe kind of in like the messaging and like
Mhm.
maybe it has like subliminal meanings.
The symbolism in the dreams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that would be interesting. Like you know, like common ones are like, oh, I'm falling, or or what's another one? Like I crashed my car or something, or I'm running away from somebody.
Yeah. Or
There's those are common
snakes.
themes, and there's usually symbol, or they say there's symbolisms.
Mhm.
So if you think that there's legitimacy to it, maybe that'd be a cool topic to go into.
Yeah, I would have to do some research on some and probably create some like random.
Well, then next time you wake up at 3 a.m., don't go back to sleep. That's your study. Do that.
Write that down.
Just look at that for like a week,
Mm.
and then do a video on
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. If I do that.
it. If you fuck with dreams.
Yeah, dude, I fuck with dreams, but not writing down my dreams.
But why don't we remember them? And why? And what do certain dreams mean and why?
And just sharing that information, yeah. That sounds like good advice. Take that down and just go.
Dude, people look into dreams and what this shit means all the time. It's kind of like it's like a horoscope in a way.
Yeah, I think a degree of this is I'm still suffering to get to the whole idea of what I want to do, which is like sharing information online. Because like I fuck with dreams, but the idea of fucking with dreams enough to teach other people how to fuck with dreams sounds like some Inception level shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think I've mentally and spiritually and emotionally come to terms with what I'm signing up for with having like a YouTube channel and doing like this shit. Like you're talking online and like your job, you're basically signing up to say, hey, I'm going to learn a bunch of shit and teach you guys things. Or at least that's my angle, I guess. When in actuality, it's like, dude, you could just, I don't know, play video games or something. I don't know. Life is so weird to me.
Yeah, but if you're sharing the information.
Sharing information.
You're not necessarily like trying to get them on board with it. They can do with it what they want.
Yeah, here's how to fuck with dreams.
But like, shit, like you just stumble on videos sometimes, and you're like, oh, this is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And then like maybe it opened your eyes to something that you didn't really think about before. Doesn't necessarily mean that like you uproot your like the way you live.
No.
But
no, I'm just more so thinking out loud as far as like blockages to doing things. Kind of like going back to Shane's question with sales and burning out. A lot of it's mental, and sometimes you just psych yourself out because you tell yourself, I'm burning out. I'm having a tough time. Life is difficult. And it's like you speak these things into existence. And sometimes you speak into existence that you're not an expert on something. Like, who am I to talk about lucid dreaming when I'm consciously aware of Carl Jung and his existence? But that doesn't mean that other people are aware. Because you probably don't. Do you know who that is?
I've heard the name, but yeah, I don't know who it is.
Most people have no idea the dude is probably the smartest human being to ever exist. Scary smart, alien smart. And he understands dreams in such a way that I agree. I want to share that information too. But sometimes when you sit in a world filled with giants, because giants exist here like that, you're like, who the fuck am I to talk about a subject that somebody else is so obviously more so gifted at? That is their calling card on this trip through a timeless existence.
Yeah, but that's what everybody on YouTube is.
True.
Everybody's talking about shit that they don't know shit about. They're just like figuring it out. That's what it is.
No, dude, it's like you're the jack of all trades, but like the ace of none. That's YouTube in general.
Yeah.
Like, hey, dude.
Everybody knows everything, and it's just like nobody has any credentials.
Yeah.
And why do we care?
Yo,
like,
take some discount information.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, you don't need to be the top G at fucking every topic.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just a blockage for sure to
Yeah,
doing things because you in
People
life in
people
general.
want to feel something. That's what people want to feel something.
Yeah,
And so if they don't feel anything when they watch you, then they're not gonna watch you.
Mm.
They want to feel something. Why do we watch bands? Why do we listen to music? Why do we watch comedy? We feel emotions.
Pretty much. Yeah, just for the vibe in general. Like I just want to feel something when I listen to it, and there's certain vibes that resonate.
You probably feel good.
Yeah, feel amazing. And honestly, the content I make, I think the mood I'm in dictates everything, which is kind of talking back to like I don't think
So maybe when they
Shane
watch your
can't take any
videos,
time off, but it's like the burnout situation. Sometimes you have to take your hand off the wheel, course correct, fix yourself, and then go back to doing what you've been doing, but in a different way. Like realign, re-aim, fire again.
yeah, if you have the ability to
Yeah,
reset with like actual like time off the wheel.
but do so vibrationally, like by being happy. Don't approach it from the same anxious mindset, same fear-based mindset,
Right.
the anger, all that bullshit where you just or the world's all burning around you. Don't be apathetic. That's where I find myself a lot. Is just like, you know what? Like, why do anything? Because like the world's probably all gonna be dead either way. If anybody flies a nuke, by the way, we're all dead.
Yeah, but see, I don't.
And it's sometimes I fall in that trap. I don't like to live there because I love humanity and like life, and you want to live life, but you can fall in the trap of not wanting to do anything because it's just the sinkhole of indifference. You're just like, fuck it. Why does it matter?
Yeah, no, I think that that mindset is just super dangerous to
Yeah.
let even be like there for any extended period of time. You know, like you almost need to like when that comes over you, you need to like put it out right away. Like it's like just like such a I don't know. I just think like you lose a lot of people for sure when you talk like that. You know, like it's so pessimistic. You know, and no one vibes with pessimistic energy.
No.
You know.
No. I'm saying that for example because I don't say any of that shit on videos.
Yeah.
Right, but sometimes I'm saying I refuse to film certain days, or I'll stop filming while I'm doing it. It's not like I don't do anything, but it's like I'll stop it because I feel that energy take over.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to relate this to everyday life and most people because that's the whole point of this is to be real and to give you shit. Where it's like sometimes that energy takes people over. A lot of people. Look at the people that are focused on the politics and the wars and the actual shit. We remove it whenever we hang out, whenever we talk. We're positive.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people ain't in that mindset.
No, that's true.
They deal with that shit, and it's like the best way to obviously just don't think about it, but grounding it out, like focusing on the nature, the present moment, just relaxing. Like, dude, the art of chilling has been lost, which is wild because we have more entertainment than ever before. But no one can just relax and chill.
Yeah, no, people always need stimulation.
What happened to just the breath, Doc?
The art of chilling is dead. Yeah, you should make that as one of your shirts on your shop.
Yeah. Or
bring back chill. Just there probably is a shirt already, actually. That would be a sick shirt. I would get that. Bring back chill.
And just put like some old Chinese guy on there with a Fu Manchu.
Yeah, do the art of chilling, and then just have a guy smoking one of those things called the pipe.
No, that's a pipe, right?
Yeah.
But why would it?
Yeah, the tobacco pipe from back in the day.
Yeah, the really long like.
Yeah, just like one of those genies.
The fuck are the? What do you call those Chinese hookahs?
Yeah.
There's a word for it.
I know. I can't think of it right now. It's bothering me.
Dude, we haven't watched Mulan recently enough.
That's the kind like that on a shirt, dude, with
chunky.
The art of chilling, and then it's him just with the pipe.
I love it. A chunky Sun Tzu.
Maybe even put him on a lazy boy. No, you're right though. That's gone. Like that. Like people don't know how to do it, and people don't know how to talk about shit. Like if you're in a social setting, like it almost always goes to politics.
Like,
Like why does it? Like why does it do that? Like think like family gatherings and fucking just like social scenes. Like it always seems to somehow get into the conversation.
yeah.
Don't know how.
I'm trying to think of all the interactions throughout the day, and like, other than I don't really count the. Do you count the front desk people at places and things like random interactions?
No,
It's kind
that's not
of
enough.
it is what it is.
That's not enough.
But like people at the gym, I don't talk. I try and avoid politics. I don't bring it up, but I can't avoid it with my parents.
Yeah, no.
They always have the news on. It's always it's like
Those
a
are too
promo.
short of interactions to apply. I'm talking like you go somewhere, or you're in like like a group setting or something like
Yeah.
where you go out somewhere, not just like you talk to somebody for 2 minutes at the gym. Like that doesn't apply.
Yeah.
If you're talking about politics in that short of amount of time, then
That's wild.
that's fucking crazy.
That's what I overhear sometimes though in the locker room. I heard an absolute gangbang, by the way, the other day. There was one Democrat in a bay with like 7 conservatives just absolutely popping off. Old grandpa, by the way. He's one of those old people that doesn't understand this is not like your old man Democrats from back in the day.
Yeah.
It's like things have changed. We lie now, we manipulate, and we tell lies on the mainstream media. That's what we do these days. And so he was spouting off, and he was getting attacked. But it was hilarious. I just kind of stood there and watched.
You were the bystander.
Yeah. Well, also, you can't defend certain things, and that's why I try and stay away from politics because both sides suck, honestly.
You're never
And
gonna
there's no
change
winners.
anybody's mind.
And there's no winners. It's best to just stay away from it because it's toxic.
Yeah.
It's I don't know personally how we haven't figured out to just chill with humanity. We don't need all these borders and to be killing each other constantly. It's insanity. The fact we have not figured this fucking out yet. We are one species. If you were an alien looking at us, it would be like a bunch of brown bears that somehow magically, instead of all being brown, just have different color coats killing each other. But we're all brown bears. So to a higher level fucking ancient civilization, because they've been around a lot longer probably, they're just looking at us like, yo, they haven't figured out they're all the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
This shit's wild.
They're just laughing at us.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're just like we're good television for aliens.
Yeah.
We're just good television. We're the best television.
It's like that movie, man, where they're just playing a game with the people that are on Earth. Yeah. They're just like in there taking bets. Who's gonna do what next? I mean, you want to be that one moving the chess pieces. You know, that's when it's fun. You don't want to be on the board.
Yeah.
So that's your homework. You're gonna do the dream movie, the dream studying, and then the dream movie, and you're gonna make that shirt, and it's gonna sell at least one shirt. You're gonna buy one.
Okay. The art of chilling.
Yeah.
It's my homework. Yeah.
That's your homework.
Because I do need to get back into doing things.
I just gave you 2 ideas, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna do them.
Yeah.
Because the energy it's great recently, but like we were talking about all the way at the start, it's like chaotic. And sometimes you need to ground and integrate things in and change and move the direction, but you ultimately have to get back to that action and the grindstone. Because like when I first started, I think I went like almost 6 months making a video every single day. And then I think there were certain points where we started doing things together, and then you're not seeing the same progress in certain regards all the time, or it's not like a regular job. Like when you're doing a 9 to 5, there's consistent progress. There's always problems. So you're conquering things. You're doing. it seems like you're accomplishing stuff every single day.
Right.
But when you're just throwing out a video into the ether, it's so weird. I don't know if I've seen, because I search for the videos, but like the whole idea of being a content creator or putting yourself online as a job is wild, because most of the time if you're single, it's just you're by yourself or with your dog, filming yourself talking to yourself.
Yeah.
And you go insane. You literally go insane.
Well, you do it a lot, mostly in your house. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
do shit like where they're like out in public places doing this shit.
Yeah, I have too
And
much
I'm like-
social anxiety.
And I'm
for
like,
that.
dude,
Nah.
I just can't. I can't get there, man. I can't get there.
Hell no, dude.
Like you almost like chicks can get away with it a lot easier. Like if they're just like, or they'll just have like some dude just walk around like that's their job, is filming them, and we've just normalized it. There's more and more cameras at the gym now. I don't know if you noticed. So people are trying to become influenced. Like people.
Do you think it's ever going to be socially acceptable though? Like where you're chill with it. Like if I had an option at the gym, I'd rather there not be people walking around with tripods. I think it's cringe as fuck. Maybe I'm just a pansy and I should keep my thoughts to myself. But I think it's a little strange to be filming yourself working out and having other people, like, I don't like it, not necessarily if they're filming over in the corner. I could give less of a fuck. But if people are setting up shit that blocks off sections of the gym and it's just in the way and they kind of gawk at you when you're kind of walking around in the background, I think that's weird. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, I'm just here to work out. Why am I being filmed? It's
I think it
strange.
just gets weird when you do it in like truly like commercial gyms, you know. Like
Yeah. Lifetime, it doesn't bother me.
you gotta do it. You gotta do it like in your own private sessions, you know, like
Yeah.
not like a mainstream gym where there's like 100 people.
Yeah.
It's time and place, man. But it doesn't bother me. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
But
As long as it doesn't impact other people, I don't give a fuck.
but it can't get like too great of legs though either, because then if everybody's doing it, like what if like you go to the gym and like 90 of the 100 people have a fucking tripod like just propped up looking at, like you'd be like, what the fuck am I doing here? This is crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Like it's okay now because it's the minority. It's like, you know,
But when it
occasionally,
becomes the
like,
majority,
there's like 2 or 3 scattered throughout, right? Now, if it's like mostly wherever you walk,
we got a fucking
we
problem.
got a problem.
I think that's probably why I still have the issue with it is, you know, I don't want other people to do it. So, but importantly enough that we're talking about it is now I have another thing I can work with, is that internal judgment, because it's nothing against that person. I don't care. I'm not going to judge them as a human being, but it's just the act, and I need to remove importance in myself. Like, why am I outsourcing how I feel to the fact there's a camera over there?
Exactly.
I shouldn't even be thinking about this. This thought is disrespectful to my well-being.
Exactly. Shouldn't care. Whatever.
Just
Throw it out. Yeah. Put it out.
yeah. Do you just walk around zen all the time? I try to.
Yeah, I really try.
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong, I definitely have thoughts where I'm like, man, I wish I didn't feel that way, you know? Like sometimes people will just like piss me off. And I wish it didn't happen. But it does.
Yeah. I try.
But you know what I notice it mostly is? It's when I can tell that somebody else is really concerned about what I'm doing. So it's almost like that's what bothers me, is that they're not just fucking zen like me. They're worrying about what I'm doing.
Mm.
And then that irks me. Like I want everybody to just mind their own business.
And not focus on you.
Yeah, like don't worry about me.
Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I can tell like most of your energy is focused on me, don't focus on yourself.
Mm.
That's what irks me. You know, especially in places where you're like, you should have no time to be focused on me. that you should be focused exclusively on yourself
Is that
or on the task you're doing.
yeah? Is that how you feel when you see that that one granddad and his son that worked out?
That's exactly how I feel when I see
The
that.
son just staring at you.
Yeah.
He,
Like,
I
what's
mean,
up, dude?
he loves you. That's
Yeah.
why he has to. No, but I totally know what you mean. Like when people over worry, I get this with my mom sometimes. And I love her to death, but she hyper fixates sometimes to the degree that it's like uncomfortable because it's like that saying when people are like, "Oh, I'll pray for you." I'm like, "Please don't." Like
Yeah.
I'm good. Actually, I don't need your thoughts and prayers because to a degree,
Or say, oh, I'm so sorry for you. No, don't be sorry.
Don't
Please
put that energy on me.
Yeah, please don't.
Yo, let me deal. I'm good. We're cooking here.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
when people are overly concerned about me because I'm good.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm fine.
It's like they can't read the energy, and they're like,
Either worried about me or concerned about like what I'm doing or paying super like exorbitant amounts of energy towards me. Like I don't know. That's what kind of irks me. Other than that, I don't really. Pretty good.
just chilling.
Just ride the energy, man. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super easy too.
No, it feels amazing.
Yeah.
It's like every single day, and that's why I love that it's like a new year, new energy, new things coming in, like March, sun, all.
I think it's easier when you truly feel like everything is working like in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's easier for you to just then be like in a really good mindset because you truly feel like, okay, I'm doing this and it's paying off for me, or I'm working hard at this and I'm seeing the benefits. And then you're taking care of yourself. You start to feel better. Your skin clears up. You have nice hair. Like everything just feels good. And then you're like, how can I let anything bother me? I feel amazing.
Because it's incredible.
Yeah, like it's almost like unhappy people are the most miserable outwardly, right?
Yeah. But also inwardly. They speak it into existence.
Yes.
You speak your own misery into existence. And you
and if you're miserable, you want other people to be miserable.
Yeah.
Or you feel, because it makes you feel better, exactly. And if you feel great, you want people to feel great because you know how awesome it feels to feel great. And you want people to feel that way.
Dude, also
like dude, this is how you want to feel, man.
I like being around happy people because they're
Yeah.
uplifting. Like, dude, even if shitty things happen, like sometimes if I was in a negative headspace, I don't like getting advice. Like you told me that critique, I don't even remember when that was, like a month ago. I don't take criticism well.
Yeah.
I took that personally.
Yeah.
I take everything personally. But I learn from it. I
Yeah.
become better because of it. And then I reset and I realign and then I attack. But like a lot of people won't, depending on the headspace that they're in, and then they'll ruminate and they'll stay in the same place. And like with the happy people, I love being around happy people because you focus on the success.
Yeah.
It's like you talk each other up.
Exactly.
That's why I love whenever like we randomly run into like Yuri, because it's just like that loving light.
It's always
energy.
It's always uplifting.
It's always uplifting. It's never like, yo, what's going on in the world, and it's never anything else that's happening outside of that internal conversation.
Yeah,
It's present in the moment. It's not outsourcing the conversation to someone outside.
Moving forward, anytime that you say that the world is going to end, I'm just going to walk away. Because I don't need that energy. I need that positive energy.
Yes.
So just fair warning.
That's okay.
I got you.
Because I usually don't bring it up, do I?
Bring it up quite a bit, yeah.
Okay.
It's all good burn down. Yeah, maybe. Who cares though?
Yeah.
Let's ride it out.
That's true.
Yeah.
Just focus on the good things.
Exactly. I mean, dude, it's infectious.
That's
And the other side is infectious too.
yeah, love and the fear.
Yeah. Spread what you want. Spread what you want to spread, you know?
That's like the whole everything that's going on right now. It seems like that the dichotomy between the two. But Dude, I'm overheating and I gotta take a piss.
Yeah.
So we're gonna end this bad boy. Thanks for joining. See you guys.